Good morning.
Good morning. Mark, Steve.
Good to see you again.
Good to see you. Albert, nice to see you again.
Good morning.
Make yourself comfortable. We're going to have you start out like we do everybody. Tell us why you want to be a circuit court judge.
Yeah, and that's the question, right? And it's harder to answer than sometimes you think it is, but I've had to ask myself that question a lot lately, especially because I've thrown my name in the hat for a judicial election. But the simple answer is I think I'm really going to enjoy the position. I want to do a career that I'm going to enjoy. The extended version of that is I have a lot of reasons, but I'm going to narrow it down to 3. The first one is that I'm an absolute nerd of the law. I was the kid in law school that outlined and color coordinated and made spreadsheets and did all that stuff. And I don't see a better, pure spot than being on the bench for you to be a nerd on the law. The second one is I think that I have the skill set and personality set for it. I've been a litigator for 10 years, been in a lot of courtrooms and a lot of different cases across a lot of different avenues of law, and I think I'll be good at it, and I want to do something that I'm good at. And the final one is, it relates to my personality, and I want to get back to being a servant leader, and I think that's what a judge is. When I was a prosecutor, that's what you are. You're a servant leader, and I see being on the bench as somebody that you're going to serve the community, you're going to serve all the lawyers in the community, and you're going to serve all the people that come before you, and that just appeals to me. So that's why I want to do it.
Catch us up on what you've been doing since we last saw you.
Sure, so I've changed firms. I was with the Alexander Law Firm, but now I'm with Canaan Law in St. Augustine. With Steve Alexander, I was focusing more on civil and family law at the time. I've switched back to my criminal roots. I've been board certified since then in criminal trial law. Tried a bunch of cases again. I tried civil jury trials, criminal jury trials, back to the courtroom, doing all that stuff that I used to love.
Tell us about your community involvement.
Well, I'm active in a couple different organizations. I used to be the president of the St. Johns County Sports Club. I had to resign that role because of the election. You can't fundraise money while you're in an election. I've been a member of Rotary Club. I am on the board with the Rotary Club. Obviously, we'll see what I have to do with that if I am appointed or elected judge. So I'd like to get out in the community and do that. As for our local legal community, I used to be very active with legal aid, going into committees and whatnot. But when I had my second child, I had to pull back. So right now, I maintain a personal practice, and I've done it for years now. Over 3 years, at all times, I maintain one pro bono client. And currently, I do. I represent a lady in her divorce.
I think that's admirable, and I wish that you would run up and down the hallway and tell everyone else to do that, because I really commend you for doing that. This seat doesn't seem to be a match for you to me. So explain to me why coming into a family law docket in Volusia County is the right match for you.
Okay. Family law, I practice it. I know what to do. I've been in court. I've tried plenty of family law cases, trials, hearings, all those types of things. So I'm very comfortable on a family law bench. Volusia will be a drive for me. But I look at it, and I did speak with the chief judge briefly about the election, and he let me know, look, there's no guarantee if I win the election, I'm going to be in St. Johns County. There's no guarantee for any judge on your spot anymore. They've lifted the spots are going to be set in certain counties. So I think you have to recognize if you're going to be in an appointment process or in an election, you may get thrown to another county that you're not used to, that you're not comfortable with. And I'm ready to do that. And the better point of coming down to Daytona is it's going to make me better able to defend myself in an election. Appointment, 2 years. There's been a pattern of going after appointed judges. I'm pretty strong right now in St. Johns County, Palatka, and Flagler. I have time then, 2 years, to develop a relationship with the lawyers in the community and the community in general. And I think it'll make me a stronger political candidate in 2 years if somebody tries to come after me.
Do you have any ties to Volusia? Do you ever practice down here? Do you know legal community at all, anything like that?
Very small practice down here. I've been down here. I have litigated down here. I've litigated in front of Judge Orfinger, but to be honest with you, that's when he came up to St. John's. But I have started through my election process, reaching out to law firms down in Daytona and communicating with people. I've talked to some consultants down here, and that will be my focus. I mean, I'm on a campaign trail right now. If I'm appointed, it just means I'm on a campaign trail for 2 years instead of 1.
Mr. Hilbert, I have to be honest with you. One of your responses in your application always just kind of makes my ears peel back, because I did a lot of foreclosure work back in 2007 and 2008, and I had a lot of clients who paid what they had towards their mortgage so they didn't lose their home. And in your response, you said that you strategically defaulted on a loan, and so that makes me feel that you had the ability to pay, but you decided to short the mortgage company to get a better option for yourself. Can you tell me why that should not peel my ears back?
Sure. And here's what I'll say. My reason in there is that I use it as a reason, not excuse. I'm not trying to excuse my behavior. And looking back 7 years ago when I made that decision, I think I made a decision, it was rash and it was panicked. It wasn't a mortgage, it was a private loan, unsecured private loan with the bank. And I had paid for my own wedding, and that's where the loan came from. And at the time, I was a brand new dad, and we had the baby. I switched health insurances, went into private practice. I had eaten the full deductible on my previous health insurance. Then my child went in for pneumonia for 3 days, and then I got hit with another full deductible for health insurance. And I panicked. And I looked at my finances, and I didn't miss payments. I wasn't the type of person, and I haven't been the type of person that misses payments. And I looked down and I sat with my wife, who's a teacher. She doesn't make a lot of money. I was with the state attorney's office at the time. I didn't make a lot of money. I had a lot of law school debt because I put myself through law school, and I made the bad choice. So for me, I have to explain it. I have to give you the reason why I did it, but I'm not asking you to excuse my behavior. It was the wrong choice, and I'm the one that has to face the music when I have to answer for it on this committee. I'm anticipating I'll potentially have to answer for it in the election campaign, because obviously all of this stuff can be public record, and I'm prepared to do so. But I'm of a different mindset now, and I recognize that, and I'm a different person that made that decision. Hopefully I'm a smarter person, and I won't make mistakes like that again.
So Dan, speaking of rash decisions, if we send your name up to Tallahassee, what if they ask you about what happened in 1998?
Sure. Let me tell you something. 19 years ago, I was a dumb kid. I just got into college. I was pledging a fraternity house. They said, hey, go get us some Christmas trees. You know, you get a bunch of idiots together in a room, they come up with a dumb idea. And the dumb idea was, let's prank the neighboring college and cut some trees down to use as Christmas trees. We got caught. We went through a diversion program. I had to do 100 hours of community service at the school, and the school happened to be an equestrian college, so I had to scrape fences and shovel horse manure all summer long in Missouri, which is hot as heck. And let me tell you something, I learned my lesson then, and I'm embarrassed by it. I wish I didn't have to have that conversation with you, but as a dumb 19-year-old, man, what a dumb decision that was, and I regret it.
And I know exactly, I've done the same dumb things too,
Sure.
so I'll admit to it.
Okay.
But they may ask you that question,
Right.
and you need to be prepared for it.
Yes, sir. I'm fully prepared. It's out there, you know, and it's on 3 applications, and the bar, you know, took me to task on it. They made me do 300 hours of community service, but I did it. So.
Dan, thanks for coming in this morning. We will let everybody know by the end of the day.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Well, have a good day. Thanks for your time.